as an SMMA owner, how do you go from $1,000 a month clients to over $5,000 a month clients? And this is kind of a branch off of one of my other videos where I talk about, should you just sell one service? I was answering that question that, someone commented on one of my past videos. And the whole premise of how you do that ascension is that the $1,000 a month, you're usually just getting, Facebook, you're running one means of traffic, you're doing one service. And what I would do is, if, since we've done this, if you're at the $1,000 a month mark with one client, you then, you get them results, you give them value, and then you go on a performance call. And we do this every single, 45 days with each client. So every 45 days, we hop on a Zoom, we go over the results, obviously with a media buyer, not me, or with an account manager. And then we're like, hey, listen, this is going really well. I know we're 45 days in, but do you want to accelerate these results? Yes. Okay. Well, what we've seen is that Google does this and TikTok does this. So I can combine these two for an extra $1,500 a month, or you can get one for $1,000 extra a month. And then they have to decide which one they want. And then they might ask which one's more effective for what I'm getting right now. And then that's how you can sell more traffic sources, right? So then you get them to about 2K. And then you're at the 2K mark. You bring them more value. Your next 45-day performance call, you then go over their KPIs and they're liking the results from Google or TikTok. So now you're like, okay, we're starting to get leads. Why don't we do email? Why don't we do SMS? Why don't we do SEO? Why don't we do something else? You're walking them up this ladder. And also, it's easy for them to say yes to it because their card's on file. You can just use Stripe and charge their card. And they already trust you and believe in you because you've already shown these proven results already. So that's kind of the premise of that ascension of how you're going to 1,000 to over 5,000. Now, what you can do is obviously every 45 days you have that call, and then they might be on, let's say they're on Google and then Facebook, and then they go to, let's say the next 45 days, you're like, hey, listen, now we can go to TikTok. A cheaper cost per click. We can retarget people that are coming from Google and Facebook, and we can retarget people on TikTok on Facebook and Google. So now they're all working together. And that's kind of like the top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel spectrum of like how you're supposed to target with ads. And then if they're a local business, right, you can do other things. You can set up a go high level. You can, optimize their Google My Business page. You can do so many different things to help them on a monthly basis. And you always got to, have that viable list of services ready to upsell them and know where they are in the current sales funnel that you have as an agency. Because the game of an agency is to get a high LTV, lifetime value of every single customer. If you're not getting a high lifetime value, then you're kind of just churning and burning. That's what most agencies do. Their churn rates are high. They get a client on for 2 months, they leave. They're paying more for another, client to come on. They're not bringing value. They're pissing them off. Then they go tell 5 people that they got pissed off. And also when you are ascending those clients from 1,000 to 5,000, while they're getting ascended, you say, hey, listen, you've been with us for a couple months. Are you networking right now? Are you in Facebook groups? Do you have friends who run businesses? Could you give us names of people who you can vouch for and put us in a group chat right now? And then we can put them in that first tier and get them on the same track that you are. And that's where the close rate on warm leads is over 80%. You should be closing over 80% of those referrals and warm leads. I close, I would say, 90 to 95% of referrals. It's very easy because it's association selling. You don't have to do much legwork to get them to buy. So that's kind of where I would take them from the 1,000 to the 5,000. And then once they're in those higher programs, it's a higher LTV. They're not going to leave because they've gotten so far with you. You've built this relationship to where they're not shopping anymore. They're not looking around. They're not looking for a better result. They're now in the progress of you ascending them into where they want to be in their business. So I hope that answers, any questions or, interest in trying to take your clients from 1,000 to 5,000 a month. If you're currently running an agency and, you want more key metrics on this and how I kind of break this down more and, all my assets that I use around my agency, I do have a new program out. It's 6-figure agency accelerator. It's very, very cheap. Everybody should be able to afford it. I got about 35 people now already. I'm trying to get to 100 people at the end of the year. So, you also get access to me in our Facebook group. So I'm excited to, have some of you guys opt into that. A lot of people who've been subscribing and following me for a while, they've wanted to get in. No, it's not $1,000. It's not even $750. It's not even $600. It's less than $500. So, it's definitely affordable. So click the link, anywhere in the description. It should be the first link in the description. But other than that, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.